Sunshines, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liza Jane, and some of you may also know me as Liza Locks. A lot of you know that I suffer from chronic pain on a daily basis, and a lot of you have reached out to me and said, I do too. So I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of having dreadlocks when you live with chronic pain. We have a circle within our circle. So there is the dread-headed folks that we all have in our community, and then there's a smaller circle within that, and that is those of us that suffer with chronic pain. And you have all reached out to me, you have talked to me, you have said, I do too, this is what I have, this is what I deal with. And so I thought it would be great to kind of talk about what we are all going through. And I did reach out and asked on my story on Instagram what it is that is hard for you with dreadlocks and what is easier for you having dreadlocks. One of the things that has been really hard for me with dreadlocks and my chronic pain is that I became a loctician. I went to training, I knew what I was doing, and then when it came down to it, I was unable to actually work on people's heads. The pain is just absolutely too much, any more than an hour or two, and even with that, I'm pretty much down the next day or two. It affects my body in crazy ways. I believe it's the bending, the standing, all of it combined. It just didn't work out for me. One thing I want to address that so many people brought up is maintenance, and this is different for everyone. Now, I want to start with saying putting dreadlocks in is something that I chose to do on my own, and it was painful. My arms were up for a long period of time. This is across the board. It's painful for everybody. So if you already suffer with chronic pain, it's just going to be kind of magnified. Your arms will be sore, they will be tired, but the great thing about doing them yourself is that you can take breaks and you can do it in your time. I do highly recommend having somebody else section your hair for you, have them in little rubber bands so that you can do them in your own time as you go. And you know that part of the process is already taken care of. You're going to need to listen to your own body through this process. Now, for some people, they choose to go to a loctician. This can be hard for people that suffer with chronic pain, sitting in the chair. However, for some people, it is the best choice because your arms aren't up for all that time. You're not working your shoulders, you're not working your neck, you're not working your arms. So this may be the route you want to take. I highly recommend speaking with your loctician and letting them know your concerns about sitting in a chair. Maybe you can work out extra breaks, maybe you can go a couple days in a row so that you can have a period of time where you sit for 4 hours and then the next day sit for another 4 hours. When it comes to maintenance on the regular, the first year I had dreadlocks, I chose to go to a loctician for maintenance. I thought it would be best to go to somebody else. However, it was very hard sitting still for that time, having them actually work on my head. It was a lot of pain for me. It is pain on your scalp, it is pain on your body from sitting. So for me, I wanted to learn how to do them myself so that I didn't have that chair time. Like I said, that is different for everybody and everybody's individual needs. For some people, it is better to have somebody else do them, and that is exactly what you should do. But be prepared, take some Tylenol or whatever your pain meds are, take them before you go and make sure to take them afterwards. A lot of you answered my question that maintenance on yourself was one of the hardest parts about having dreadlocks. I choose to do it usually in my bed or on a couch, somewhere where I can be comfortable. A lot of times it's easier for me to be laying down because then my arms can also be laying down while I work. This is what I'm referring to. If you can lay down and go ahead and single out a lock or two at a time, and if you have your arms at rest and you have your shoulders at rest, it makes maintenance on yourself a lot easier. I think one of the things that a lot of people try to do is they try to do maintenance on themselves all at once. And I find that just completely too hard for me personally. I can't do it. So I do 1 or 2 locks at a time. And, you know, It doesn't take the amount of time. I'm not hurting my arms doing it. They all eventually get done. So try to be easy on yourself and don't think that maintenance all has to be done at once, because it doesn't. Another thing you all have said that is really hard is washing your hair. So what I say is go as long as possible. Try to wait as long as you can to wash your hair, at least a week. That is one advantage of having dreadlocks, is that you don't have to wash your hair as often. So take advantage of this fact and then set aside the day of the week that's easiest for you to take that chunk of time of washing your locks in the shower, and then also the process of drying them and what goes into that. Something I choose to do is every week I do not palm roll my locks. Every week I do not separate my locks. But what I will tell you is I get those things done alternating weeks. So one week I'll palm roll, one week I'll separate. These are choices that I make so that it's not all at once, so that I never feel the pressure of, oh my gosh, it's wash day. What a freaking chore. It doesn't have to be a chore if you take it in pieces, bite size. Then if you can and you don't want your arms drying, I had a girlfriend send me a message the other day and she had her blow dryer set up on her counter and it was there and she was moving her head about, drying her hair. Get one of those awesome dryers you can sit underneath, or a hooded dryer. Try to take the shortcuts to make whatever it is that is making it harder on you to dry your locks and to go through this process. Try to make it as easy as possible. I know for me personally, washing my hair, I love the wand in the shower. It makes it so easy to get around my hair and rinse my hair if I use that. So try to take the steps and find easier ways and shortcut ways to take care of your locks. Another negative can be if they are too heavy. And if you have extensions in, would it be easier to have them a little bit shorter? Would it be easier not to have so much volume? I used to have my long locks different lengths so that the weight of my locks did not weigh on my shoulders and my neck so heavily. When I first had my locks in, I had so much neck pain, and I'll tell you what, it was from a hairstyle I chose, and I wore it too long. I wore it for 5 or 6 hours that day. It was super cute, but it wreaked havoc on my body, and I was in so much pain that I ended up at the chiropractor's office, and he said, you know, you really should think about how much hair you have and cutting it, because it is too much weight on your neck. Now, I chose not to eliminate all my hair, but rather the styles that I chose. I would choose not to keep them up as long, maybe an hour or two. It has to be less stress on your body. So pick and choose what you do with your hairstyles. If a ponytail is too hard on your body, think about it. Remember that, is it worth it? And maybe only wear it for an hour. If you're going somewhere, put your ponytail in on the way into somewhere. Take it out as soon as you leave, but don't always keep your hair up. That is something that can be really hard on our bodies, and I think that we need to acknowledge that. So the good news is, I believe, and a lot of you, when you wrote to me, believe that there are a lot more pros to having dreadlocks than there are cons. So let's talk about those. So the biggest thing that all of us agreed on when you guys wrote me on my Instagram, a big pro was not having to deal with your hair on a daily basis. You don't have to wash your hair every day. You don't have to style your hair every day. You don't have to blow dry it. You don't have to flat iron it. You don't have to curl it. You don't have to mess with it. You simply get up and go. It is not a big ordeal, and a lot of us absolutely love that. The big thing for me for having dreadlocks and chronic pain is taking the time to focus on my needs and what I want and what is important to me. I think that they have reminded me that I am important, that I need to take care of myself, that even if I take that 5-10 minutes of working on one lock, that I am nurturing my body, I am listening to my body, and that expands to so many other things within my life that I deal with. It is taking the time to take care of yourself. And to my fellow Spoonie friends, I just want to say to you to stay positive. Take advantage of the good days. Take advantage of the days that you feel amazing. And this isn't just for your dreadlocks. I'm saying take advantage of those days that you have that are fantastic, that you do feel like you can get up and go, and seize that moment, whether it be working on your dreadlocks or just getting outside, going for a walk, smelling the fresh air, going shopping, going out to lunch with a friend. Find those days and seize them. A lot of people ask me how I stay positive with chronic pain, and I feel like, how do you not? There are so many things that try to beat us down throughout the day when you suffer with chronic pain, and I think it is so important to have a good outlook, to remember that you are beautiful, that you are worthy, that you still have so much in you, and you need to just keep going. When you have your body that's working against you, you've got to make your mind as strong as possible and have it positive. So when you're fighting this is strong. You need to put one foot in front of the other and fight this damn thing, because you are worth it. I know how bad it can be. I know how hard it can be to have chronic pain and to wake up in the morning and not want to move and want to stay in bed all day. And some days we need to do that. We need to take care of ourselves and we need to rest. The days that you do feel good, the days that you have that glimmer of hope that's pushing you out of bed, jump on it. Get out of bed and do what you can and freaking live. So my biggest advice to you after all that we talked about is to learn to get really good with that hook. Learn to do your own maintenance if you can. Take it one step at a time. Do little bits when it's possible. Shower when you feel good. Pick the day of the week that you know you can set aside time. You can take your time. You can shower. You can let them dry. Palm roll when you can. Separate when you can. Do everything in steps so that it is not so big, so it is not so overwhelming, so that you are not doing all the things at once. If you can air dry your hair, air dry your hair. It is so much easier. Again, talk to your loctician. Tell her your needs. If you're going to somebody, let them be aware that you're going to need breaks, that you're going to need a day or two to sit. Let them know. I'll be honest with you. I don't have many cons with my dreadlocks. For me, it is all good. I love them. I adore them. There's not much that I can say bad about them. So for me, it is all a plus. And I hope that's true for you too. That there are more advantages than disadvantages when it comes to your dreadlocks and your chronic pain. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss out on any future uploads. I upload every Monday and Thursday. Come say hi to me on Instagram. I am Liza_locks. I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope today is a very good day for my friends with chronic pain. If it is, take advantage of it and do your best. If it is a bad day, I hope you curl up with your Netflix and your iced coffee and you just can chill. If you also suffer from chronic pain, I would love to hear your thoughts below. As always, if you have any video ideas, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear those too.